Yes, indeed. It's the Jim and Terry Show coming to you from the Hobbit Hole Studio in downtown cold Bobcaygeon, gray and overcast. A chair in the corner waiting for my... No. What? We're changing it up? The Jim and Terry Show has been absconded by AI. Taken over. Jim and I are held hostage, bound with duct tape in the corner. Sound on all points bolted.
It's the Jim and Terry Show. Come pull up a chair. Two retired fellas with stories to share. One leans left, the other swings right, but they meet in the middle, keeping justice in sight. Coffee in hand and laughter on tap. They talk through the noise, cut through the crap. From politics to porch talk, we cover it all with respect and a chuckle. They answer the call. So pour that brew and press play. Let Jim and Terry brighten your day. They don't always match, but they always connect with a little bit of humor and a whole lot of respect. It's the Jim and Terry Show. Come join the ride where the truth gets told and the laughs don't hide. And the laughs don't hide.
Whoa, indeed. Jim and Terry Show. No, we're still here. We haven't been abducted, but that was an AI version of a song. My brother Dan. Shout out to Dan. At least we know we got a few ones and twos. We know some of them. Jim's brother, my brother, and my cousin probably listening in. I don't know who the ones and twos are who shout out to the Jim and Terry Show each week, but here we are in the Hobbit Hole. Only it's not we this week, it's me. The me to we, I mean the we to me. Hashtag me or we to me. It's a solo podcast. Jim and I were not able to get together for our regular routine of breakfast and coffee and chat. And we did have some concerns and spent the night before the podcast date in ER. And that was a family challenge. And I texted Jim and said, I don't think I'm not going to be out of here on time to even make you breakfast. So we canceled it. So this is a chaser, a freebie, end of the week celebration of things that the Jim and Terry Show might have talked about if we were actually here. Only wait a minute. We're being abducted again. Here's the rest of that tune.
Chapters, they've got some good lines. From front porch debates to bold headline minds. They'll challenge your thinking, but never your worth. Two guys with a mic and a whole lot of mirth. So tune in now, let the good times roll. It's Terry and Jim with heart and soul. Disagree, agree, but always with grace. Two friends, one podcast, one out of space. No spin, no script, just a genuine chat where the left and the right can tip their hat. They'll laugh, they'll learn, they'll share what they know. Real talk with rhythm, on with the show.
Gotta love that glitchiness. That sounds just like Jim and I complaining about our technology failing us. I suggested it wasn't our technology, it was just us failing us. You know, we get our tongues tangled, and Jim maintains it's the old filing cabinet. You know, those upright four-drawer filing cabinets that weigh a ton with all those files hung on those racks inside, and you open up the top drawer and it can almost tip the whole thing over. It weighs so much. We have so many files, Jim and I. And the reference in my brother's tune referred to, yeah, we've lived a few. And we do have a few, and I forget what the exact words are, but yeah, we've got a few lines, though. Some we stole from the headlines of major newspapers and mainstream media. Some we are making up ourselves on the fly as we go. Headlines. It's all about how you position yourself. You know those thumbnail sketches on YouTube videos that try to get your attention, to get you to click? And, well, Jim and I don't do any of that stuff. It's the same old boring thing. We don't have a picture of us gasping in astonishment at something or pointing at something and saying, oh my God. You know, all those kind of things that go on YouTube to get your attention, to click, to like, to share. Jim and I don't care. Call us two old farts in a studio. Sometimes it resembles that remark in reality more than in the words suggest. But, especially after Jim has mushrooms sauteed and onions and pepper sauteed and fried eggs and fried potatoes, although it's healthy done in oil, not butter. Anyway, what's all that going on? It's going on to say that sometimes Jim and I glitch as much as my brother was able to depict in that segment. And it goes on from there, and it is a wild ride of AI being cued and prompted by all kinds of things that my brother found interesting. In the Jim and Terry Show, I think most of it was derived from the previous podcast, so if you go back and listen to our banter, I think some of the content for driving the prompts for this one were derived from the last podcast, which is sort of what AI does. ChatGPT is sort of looking at words and predictive text. What's coming next? How many times have I got the wrong word being predicted for me in my little, it's a text message. How many words, even a one-word text message can be misinterpreted. What was I going to say? My predictive text option often makes the wrong choice. Oh well, let's rock.
If the world took a page from the coffee-stained book, we'd listen more deeply, give kindness a look, less shout, more sharing, more laughter and light. We'd be better together and maybe just right. So pour that brew and press play. Let Jim and Terry brighten your day. They don't always match, but they always connect with a little bit of humor and a whole lot of respect. It's the Jim and Terry Show. Come join the ride where the truth gets told and the laughs don't hide. Test, is this mic working? Coming in from Hobbit Hole.
Test. Is this mic working? That's Jim and I routinely. So my brother captured that sentiment exactly. I have a mug on my Hobbit Hole studio desk, my recording studio desk. We gave a free one in our early year. I think Bobby has one. I think it was a free giveaway and he had to respond to something. Of course, Bobby was at that time, and maybe still is, the only listener. Anyway, he's got one too. So on the back of the mug, it says this: Jim drives to Terry's basement studio each week for a different coffee experience. What happens when the coffee is served and the mics are turned on is anyone's guess. Episodes are simple, warm, and friendly, though the topics may be hot and contentious. Opinions? Jim has one on everything, and everything you can think of, and Terry does his best to direct the flow and manage the spontaneity of each episode so that it doesn't spill into the coffee accidentally. Two regular guys getting together for a coffee and a chat can be a pleasant, interesting, and insightful slice of normal conversation in a topsy-turvy and often chaotic world. That's on the back of our Jim and Terry mug. I could probably arrange to have more mugs if anyone was interested. I don't know about merch. We gave that one away in the beginning to sort of hype. Is there a hype for the Jim and Terry Show? I'm not sure that the word hype applies to us. Hyper applies to Jim often after his coffee and breakfast. And he is wound up like one of those little wind up toys that you just crank, and then you let them go and they're... I wish I had some ASMR where you could just go click. And that would be Jim wound up in the corner, sitting in the chair and hardly able to contain himself. That energy that Jim has is infectious, though. And so while he's fidgeting, he's always thinking of these one-lines, the jokes that crack us both up, and we end up laughing and guffawing our way through a podcast and into some other topics that we are trying to cover, but we get so full of ourselves and our own antics sometimes we don't even cover what we thought we were going to cover. And at the end, we can't even remember, given our old filing system, what we did just say in a podcast. Giving a title to a podcast, that's a challenge because we got to go back and rewind and say, what actually did we talk about? Because I have no clue. I think we started somewhere and wound up zigzagging along the middle and end up somewhere that we didn't anticipate. And that's the nature of the Jim and Terry Show. We might wander, we might zig, we might zag, we might use the old, do you remember the Stan Mikita curved blade when they first came out and tried to warp the shots? That's us sometimes. That is where our strength is, in our conversation style. Perhaps it is because of those glitches, that filing system, that we are able to listen. We pause to find our files, and in that pause, we listen. Listening is an active sport. You don't do it passively. It takes skill and practice. Listen. It's a way we move ahead You need to feel heard. Have you heard? Jim and Terry Show signing off for now. It's been a strange week. AI interfering with glitches that come normally. The Jim and Terry Show. Glitches are us. Bye-bye.